Tonight, we hail a new generation of athletes. For the first time on television, robots take to the sports field, trying to prove that anything we can do, they can do better. To our coverage of Techno Games 2000, direct from the Millennium Dome. Every day this week at the Techno Games, they'll be sorting the hardware from the software, looking for the gold medalists in events from rocketry to running and soccer. From all over the country, engineers, school children, students and members of the public have got together to take part in the Techno Games. And every day this week, we'll be watching as these tech athletes compete for a place in Friday's grand finals to prove that in their field, they're the best little box of circuits around. The Techno Games tournament includes a lot of events you'll be familiar with: swimming, the long jump, the sprint, plus a few you won't be seeing in Sydney later this year, like rocketry and robot rope climbing. Today, we've been watching the first heats of the sprint, the robo-swim, and looking for the bionic Carl Lewis in the long jump. Joining me all this week to analyse the action will be our resident techsperts, computer science professor Noel Sharkey and Martin Smith, head of the Robots Research Unit at the University of East London. Although we have a lot of events in the Games, is it possible to say what you might be looking for from the various constructions?
We'd be looking for good design, innovation, originality. Somebody who's come up with a good idea to solve a problem in a fixed time.
It also doesn't matter about expense or engineering expertise, because quite often you get the most creative work from amateur engineers, as we've seen in Robot Wars with Hypnodisc, for instance, which is one of the most innovative designs, and that was designed by a 5-year-old boy. Right,
thanks guys. We'll be speaking to you during the course of the Games. Well, just like human athletic games, there are medals to be won: gold, silver and bronze. And also there's a special prize awarded to one team for the most innovative robot design. The prize, a trip to America to visit NASA and see how the big boys do it. Now for a look at the first of today's events, the sprint. And apparently the organisers of Techno Games aren't too impressed with Formula One. They think that machines should learn to walk before they run. All the robots have to walk on legs, as many legs as they want. And in the first sprint heat, it was Waddle from the Bolton Spa Comprehensive School in action against Millbrook School's Scuttle. An interesting clash of styles. Our reporter Ed Hall was down by the track.
OK, there's two types of robot: junior robots and senior robots. The junior robots have to zoom all the way up here. They can only go for 10 metres because they're weedy little things. This is their finish line here. Now, there's only two, so their race will be a final, an event in itself, and that's going to be later on in the week. OK. Now, the big senior robots, they can go on for another 5 metres, and off they go down here. And this is their finishing line here. Now, the fastest times will be worked out, and then they'll get together for a big final, and that will be at the end of the week. A special event. We've not seen them race yet, so we don't know how good they are. We don't even know if they go yet. We wish them the best of luck, though. Over to Sophie.
Now this is Scuttle, designed by Mike, Jack and Amy from Millbrook School. Amy, how old are you?
9.
Did you have fun designing the robot?
Yes.
Yeah. So Mike, tell me, how long did it take you to build?
Just over a week. We've had lots of problems over the last few days with legs falling off, and then just when we thought we got that sorted, the controllers kept burning out for the motors.
Now explain to me how it actually works.
It's got 8 legs, 2 radio-controlled car motors and controllers, and some NiCad batteries and radio gear at the back.
And how fast can it move?
It can do 100 metres in 45 seconds when it works.
Our next team are Steve, Daniel, Gemma and Martin from Boston Spa. Now, tell me, what's the name of your robot?
He's called Waddle.
Why?
He's a bit ungainly as he walks, tends to waddle from side to side. A bit like a drunk, really.
Now, tell me about your prototype.
It's based on a design we found on the internet and we've best improvised it.
Now tell me about your main design problems.
Well, we did have these feet, we thought they were really funny and we were going to paint them all different colours. But at the last minute we found out that they were bending in and couldn't take the weight, so we had to use boring pins.
Well, good luck, guys.
To have a look at the sprint, I'm joined by top British hurdler Chris Rawlinson. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
Now, what do you make of the Tech Games sprint event?
Quite interesting. I usually compete against biological competitors, and really, these are taking it one step further, mechanical against mechanical. It's very interesting what I see in sprint and what I look for in a sprint event. They're really trying to achieve that, and it's very interesting to watch them.
What's the 100-metre record?
It's 9.79 seconds, which is quite rapid. It's very quick.
It is very quick.
Yeah, some cars would struggle to cover their distance in that amount of time because of the acceleration that's needed.
Absolutely. So their target is 1.5 seconds for this 15-metre course. What do you think their chances are? I mean, 1.5 seconds is like that.
Robots, especially at this stage, really in infancy, and I think they're going to struggle to do it.
OK, we join Ed Hall at the starting line.
Some people would debate the fact that Britney Spears was born to make them happy, but no one would debate the fact that these people you're about to meet were born to make robots run fast. Mr. Blue Team, how are you feeling?
Nervous?
Are you going to win?
Hopefully.
OK, how fast do you reckon this thing can do the course in?
30 seconds, 40 seconds if it doesn't fall apart.
OK, well, best of luck. OK, on to the grey team. He's fairly confident he's going to beat you, he just told me. How fast do you reckon you can do this?
Under 5 minutes.
Under 5 minutes? You must be able to commit yourself to a bit more than under 5 minutes.
I don't know, we haven't tried it out really.
So you wouldn't describe yourself as in any way confident then?
Not really.
OK, well, best of luck, you know. I think you might have it, sunshine. OK, then it's over to Barry Davis. Let the games begin.
Something of the old adage here of a good big 'un and a good little 'un. Waddle is the big 'un, it's the biped, eyes firmly down the course, and here's the little 'un, albeit with 8 legs, called Scuttle. Scuttle has to be powered, but Waddle is on its own, nothing more they can do. Engine switched on, cameras poised, they're under orders. And away they go, Scuttle almost beating the hooter. It's all over the track, but it's made more progress than the biped, but it's lost a leg. Here is Waddle, just about cleared the starting line. Scuttle looks completely off its head. In fact, to be more accurate, it's on its side. And it's out of the contest at the moment. I don't know whether Mike Franklin can do anything about it. They're all looking down, trying to count how many legs it's still got. But it's trying to get up on its legs, but it can't. And here comes Mike Franklin now to do something about it. He's allowed to do that, but surely he's not allowed to turn it on its wheels. I mean, that changes the whole context of the contest. But away it goes, still bashing into the side, still throwing legs to all 4 winds. And power by its wheels makes its way to the finish in just under 45 seconds, but it'll surely be disqualified. It's now all about the biped Waddle, who is making its imperious way down the course. One thing one has to say is that these two were certainly well named. This is certainly a waddler. The other was a scuttler, but a scuttler not to great purpose. The only danger is, will it tip over as it comes to the finish? No, it's just made. And Waddle is the winner, 3:43, the winning time. There was concern right at the finish that it might topple over before it reached the line, but Waddle is confirmed as the winner. The legless Scuttle has been disqualified.
There's the leaderboard then. Waddle, 3 minutes, 43.93 seconds, just mildly slower than 1.5 seconds. And Scuttle, well, fell apart. What a fantastic race of opposites.
Definitely so. Scuttle put all his energy into the first few metres, and he looked like he was a real sprinter, but you know, he's just no good. Waddle, on the other hand, I think he was a little bit lucky to get through, considering his competition.
Well, any slower and Waddle would have been in reverse, I would have thought. But Scuttle very excited there at the start, Noel.
Yes, he got off to much too quick a start. I spoke to him about it, and he didn't mean to go that quickly. It was
what was he thinking of?
There was a radio glitch.
Yeah. Oh, right. Is that what went
antenna.
wrong then? Because he had this
so
little
when he put it on, it went
fit.
On. That's right. It went on full burst, and then the induction from the motors kept it going at that speed, and he had no control over it.
Thanks very much, guys. In Heat 2 on Wednesday, we'll be seeing Skeeter, designed by 7-year-old James Eagling, with a little help from his father Peter, versus the Lemming from Wilson School. Hopefully the Lemming won't jump off the dome into the Thames. The next event meant our tech teams had to make a real leap of imagination, the robotic long jump. It's the event which gave us the first of the week's Techno Games finals. Let's see how the finalists lined up.
it's the long jump. Now, our robots have only got one go at this to record their longest jump. They can either propel themselves along this track and hurl themselves off at the end, or they can stand on a podium and fire themselves off at the end. What they've got to do is jump the furthest. The furthest is obviously the winner. Who knows what will happen, because, let's face it, who knows what will happen?
So, a challenge of distance, 3 entries from 3 different schools. Fog of Darkness to go first. The Flea is still there, it hasn't scratched. And Fleabot is the last to go. They're all itching to get into the contest.
The human world record currently stands at 8.95 metres. Beating that would be a bit of a long shot, wouldn't it?
No, not really. Not for a special purpose machine.
Ah.
The robots are going to beat us because they can be designed specially for that particular contest. So that makes life much easier, whereas we're general purpose.
Anything we can do, they can do better.
Absolutely.
Right, the pressure was on. Let's see who could take it. Ed Hall was there.
And I'm surrounded by lunatics who've covered a bottle in green felt. There's more technology behind it, surely.
Yep, it's called the Frog of Darkness, and it's based on compressed air principle.
Aha! Is he going to win?
We hope so. It's going to be a tough challenge, I think.
Rest of the team, do you think you're going to win?
Yeah, I think we've got a good chance of winning.
OK, they're all confident. We're predicting a potential victory down here. Barry, take it away, please.
Well, the technical secret of the Frog of Darkness is the nylon rod inside a 500 millilitre bottle, so they tell me. It's pumped up and looking to clear at least the 5 metre line, representing the Lawrence Sheriff School in Rugby. And we have liftoff, do we? Yes, we do, eventually. And it got lots of height. It lost its cladding on arrival, but cleared over 5 metres. It's going to be in the high jump later, and you can see why. But will that be good enough? It remains to be seen. Clear takeoff, slightly messy landing. And the official distance is 5.55 metres of Frog of Darkness.
I'm here in the long jump pit with Flea, the jumper, I imagine. Why is it called Flea? I imagine it's fairly obvious.
We hope it's going to flee its way quite a way across the boards.
What's the potential jump it's got on it?
Well, we've planned about 10 metres.
So you planned 10 metres. Are you confident of victory?
Yes.
OK. Well, they're confident of victory. Who knows what's going to happen? Will Flea flee all the way to the 10-metre line, or will it just plop off the end? Who knows? Barry, it's over to you.
Oh, the glorious uncertainty of sport. Here, a small buggy device with quick-release jump mechanism. The entrant of Wilson School, Sutton in Surrey, aiming to beat the world record, the world human record set by Mike Parr of the United States at 8.95. And as you can see, this robot needs a run-up to the takeoff point. And it just didn't get off the line at all. It didn't jump. I think it left it too late. It would have been a foul anyway, because it cleared the white line. And I think that's what was costly. We can see there's a sort of mechanism that pushes it off. This white thing here, yes, and that was not applied until after it had cleared the white line. So a no jump and human failure, really, is the reason for the Flea being a bit of a joke. The boys see the funny side of it, but of course, it was a no jump.
James, you are going to tell us what this beast is called and how far you reckon it's going to go.
This beast is called Fleabot.
The beast is called Fleabot?
Yep.
And how far?
Well, it's meant to jump 10 metres or less, or more.
So you've got all the angles covered there. Do you think it's going to win?
I hope so.
All right, we hope so down here. Right then, it's over to Barry.
Well, the Fleabot is all about kinetic energy, they tell me. It's constructed with carbon fibre rods, rubber bands, wire hooks, etc., etc. And it's a question of pressing the red button and retiring. That's the job of James de Beauvoir Tupper, 7-year-old. He's behind the fence. Will he launch the Fleabot to success for Lanesborough School, Guildford, Surrey? Slight delay, and down it comes, and it jolly nearly is to the 10 metres they were hoping for, somewhere between 8 and 9, I would have thought. 8.95. Can I remind you the human world record? Got great height, and somewhere between the 8 and 9. I have a feeling it may be a touch short. We'll see. Careful measurement here. We're about to get confirmation. 8.7, that's just 25 centimetres short of the human world record. I wonder what the distance will be in Sydney.
Congratulations, you are the Techno Games long jump champions. Now, you were just 25 centimetres short of the world long jump record for humans. How does that feel?
Very good.
Just raise it aloft. That's the winning long jump thing. There you go.
So there's the final result. One small step for technology, but a giant leap for James Eagling and Fleabot from Lanesborough School. And there's the gold medal being presented to James with Fleabot. James, you have to tell me, what were you thinking about? Who thought about the idea for this robot then?
My dad thought about it.
Did he? Now, whose fault is it that it's got such a funny name then?
Me.
Where did you get that name from?
Well, I just thought that it was a jumping robot. So if it was going to jump, I thought...
Jump like a flea, because they jump high, don't they?
And it's a robot, so we called it Fleabot.
Fleabot. That's very smart. I understand you get up to a lot of this at home,
Yes.
don't you? Where do you do all your building for robots and things then?
In the shed.
Do you?
Yes.
And how many robots have you made so far?
We've made about 4.
And I bet your mum's saying, would you please make me one that can do the ironing for me?
Yes.
Well, congratulations. You must be very proud, Dad. So, guys, this was a fantastic little invention, wasn't it? Not far off the human world record.
Absolutely brilliant, yes. I think it's only got 8 elastic bands on it, so I think maybe with a few more elastic bands it would have gone a lot further.
It's very elegant, being so simple.
Yes.
That's the great attraction of it, I think.
Listen, congratulations to all of you. Thanks to everyone. Well, before we dive into the first heat of the swimming, we're going to show you an explosive discipline, which as yet is only a Techno Games exhibition event. Sophie was at RAF Northolt watching their bomb disposal robots being put through their paces.
With me is Simon Wilkinson from the Army Bomb Disposal Unit and our 2 special agents, Mike Brewer, a TV presenter who specialises in cars, and Edmund Cuthbert, who's 10 years old from Herne Hill, who designs and builds his own robots. Now, Simon, I believe you have a challenge for our 2 special agents. Can you tell us what it is?
Yeah, well, firstly, we're going to give them about 30 minutes training on our remote vehicle that we call the wheelbarrow.
And how much training would you normally get to operate one of these robots?
Somebody who was going to use this would normally expect to receive at least a month's training and then be tested to ensure that they're competent. So
you get a month and we only get half an hour.
Yeah, we have to make it a tough challenge.
This type of robot weighs a massive 272 kilos. It's controlled with a handheld console and diffuses bombs either by unleashing a high-powered jet of water or by use of its onboard flamethrower.
OK, then Simon, tell us about the challenge.
OK, what we're going to do is place this device here in the footwell. Going to approach from the other side with the wheelbarrow, come through that window, extend the weapons arm out, the teleboom, etc. Get the weapon onto the device and then fire the weapon off to make the device safe before it has time to function.
Right then, lads, let's go do it. Edmund, you have 1 minute to complete the challenge. If you don't succeed, the bomb will explode. Are you ready?
Yes.
Right, your 1 minute begins now.
So to complete our challenge, our contestants must disable the device by carrying out a controlled explosion. Ed is approaching the doors of the van. The robot arm is entering the van. His years of controlling robots are coming to the fore here. He has lifted up the bomb. Can he carry out the controlled explosion in time?
Yes. Congratulations, Edmund. You did it in a minute. Right then, where's Mike? You know you've got a minute to complete the challenge or the bomb explodes. Are you ready?
Not really, but I'll have a very
tough.
good go.
Right, your time begins now.
Yeah, wrong way.
Do you remember your training then?
Yeah, I do remember my training. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? Because you're so remote from it, you're detached from it so much.
Much harder than it looks.
It is much harder than it looks. I'll put a little bit of right hand down, see if I can take out that pane of glass. Go on, come on, because I'm going to run out of time.
Come on, Mike, you've only got a few seconds left.
It's all right, I'm only panning down. I've got a pan down right now. Am I all right? I'm all right there to fire it. Ah!
There, Mike, you didn't do it.
That ain't fair. We'll never go.
Well, bomb disposal, that's one event we won't be seeing at the Human Olympics. Next, we have action from the pool for the first heat in the swimming. And there have been some extraordinary entrants for this event. Robots shaped like flower pots, inflatable dummies and torpedoes. Today saw the first heat. They're competing for a place in Friday's final. And the first heat found Lemming from Wilson School in Surrey versus the favourite for this event, Calypso from Harrow School in Middlesex. Ed Hall had a look at the challenge they faced.
Now there's going to be 3 heats. The pool is 25 metres long. They've got to swim to the end, and the person who wins goes through to the final. It's as simple as that, but there are rules. As applies to humans, the same applies to robots. No diving, no bombing, no heavy petting.
I'm here with Lemming, whose team are from Wilson School and are...
Roy, Daniel, Eric and Neil.
Now, Lemming is also competing in the sprinting events. Tell me, do you have to change much of the bodywork?
Quite a lot, actually. We have to attach this hull on the bottom, so it'll float rather than walk along the bottom. We have to have paddles, which will allow us to row better. And we have these goggles up front to protect the dials there.
Our next entry is Calypso, whose team from Harrow School are...
Nick Marchant, David Scott,
Peter Rice.
Now, firstly, why the name Calypso?
Well, I'm a keen scuba diver, and Jacques Cousteau's boat was called Calypso. It's a catamaran design using 2 hulls, and inside we've got a crank mechanism driving 2 flippers, which will move up and down to simulate a human diver's action with his flippers on.
And how long did it take you to build?
About 2 months.
Now, the machines had to have a floating water start and swim with limbs. That meant no propellers or boat components. So joining us to see the first heat is the fastest swimmer in the world, Britain's Mark Foster. Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, fastest, that's what you say. How fast are you then?
I mean, I don't know metres per second or anything, but for 50 metres, my world record's 21.3 seconds.
That's fantastically
Pretty
fast. What do you need to be a fast swimmer?
It differs for different events from freestyle, butterfly and backstroke and the other disciplines, but in sprint freestyle, I mean, height helps, obviously, because when you're diving, you need that much further down the other end of the pool.
Only ours have to have a floating start, sadly.
Exactly, so they're sort of behind already.
Yeah.
Big hands, big feet.
Big feet?
No
hair.
No hair.
Doesn't it help to
helps
shave?
also, yeah.
Well,
I shave my hair when it comes to a championships, and then also shave legs, and then I wear a bodysuit as well, which helps
how
with
attractive.
resistance.
You must look very pretty. The human world record for 50 metres is 21.31 seconds. The Techno Games competitors will be pleased if they can make their 25 metres in a couple of minutes.
Timing interesting and important, but the first requirement is to win. This is a heat, remember, to get through to the final later in the week. Calypso, the entrant from Harrow School, looking a little space-aged in comparison with the rather Fred Carnot's-looking Wilson School Sutton, Surrey entrant. They're powered up and they're ready to go, and a very, very smooth start by Calypso. Floats away from the start. What a contrast with Lemming. Can't get its oars together. A little bit happening on the stroke side, not too much on the bow side, and it's just going sideways. Whereas Calypso continues smoothly down, nice underwater shot. Looks like a fish from there. And it's certainly going to set up a very good time indeed. No doubt about the winner here by almost the distance of the pool. Calypso coming home and qualifying for a place in the final. At the other end, a deal of splashing. Calypso wins and goes through to the final. And the only consolation at the other end with Lemming is about the greater importance of taking part. They'll keep going. It's assuming they don't sink.
Well, a clear win for Calypso there and a very fast run. It really is a fantastic robot. So, Mark, Calypso was, I mean, a fantastic robot, but also rather good-looking, rather attractive, wasn't it?
I mean, out of the two, it was streamlined, and it's, I mean, water's 10 times denser than air, so obviously the more streamlined it is, you know, the length of it and narrower it is, then it's going to go through the water that much easier.
Mark, what is the strongest muscle used when swimming?
Arms give 80% of propulsion, and
Really?
your legs are there more sort of a balancer of anything else. But it's kind of like with running. The faster your legs go, Well, in running, the faster your arms go, the faster your legs go. In swimming, the faster your legs go, the faster your arms go.
Well, of course, Martin, Lemming did have limbs, which wasn't of much help, but that was because it's been built for 2 events. Is that not right?
Yes, it's always the problem. If you try and make a machine that's more and more general purpose, it's going to be less good in each one of the events it's going to be competing in.
All right, thanks very much for joining us, Mark, and thanks for your knowledge, Martin. There'll be more swimming action on Wednesday with Cyber Shark against the extraordinary Flower Bot. Can't wait. Also today, we saw the start of the Techno Games University Challenge. This is a fiendish robotic task where 2 teams have to build a robot from scratch by the end of the week. Sophie saw the start.
So these are our teams, the University of Hertfordshire and the University of Oxford. Their challenge is to design and construct a sophisticated robotic device capable of picking up and moving a load of bricks from one end of a workshop bench to the other. The teams have a variety of bits and pieces, wheels, string, glue, everything except washing up bottles. So guys, you've seen the parts, what do you think?
I'm pretty sure we should be able to do it. We're tight for time, but with a bit of planning, it shouldn't be a problem.
So none of you feel like you wish you hadn't accepted the challenge?
Well, they've given us these boxes of toys to play with. Why should we want to go home?
Best of luck to you all.
Well, we'll see how our University Challenge progresses throughout the week. And if you want to build a robot, then you might be interested in writing to us for this Robot Maker's Starter Kit. It comes complete with a booklet written by Professor John Cave from Middlesex University. Is it true that you could build a robot off the back of this starter kit?
Yes, one of the biggest problems facing designers and inventors is actually getting an idea out of your head into a working model.
OK, let's take a look at some of the things we could be making, or I might be able to make.
This is the model shot putter.
Right. 3, 2, 1, power up! Well, that's not bad. That's fantastic.
No, well.
I mean, the whole thing flipped, but the ball went far. That's fantastic. What else have you got here?
Well, we've got a swimming robot, which uses the same basic kit of parts with a few found pieces like the table tennis boards.
Right. And the third one here, which is the
This is the sprinter. Again, a few additional materials to the kit, and we've got something that sprints along at quite a high speed.
Some of our competitors are young children, and this would be suitable for them too, presumably.
It should certainly be. The kit's not designed to give you the plans for building a robot, but just the starting point.
Thank you very much for joining us, John. Well, after the show, we'll be giving you details of how you can get your hands on a robot starter pack. Tomorrow from the Dome, we'll be showing you the first action from the shot put, the petrol-driven sprint final, and something for all those cyborg sailor fans, the robot rope climb. For now, it's goodbye from the Dome, but remember, robots may not be taking over yet, but they're in training.